So Alex, a 3-2 defeat here at home to Radcliffe. What are your overall thoughts on that one?
I was pleased with the lads' performance, their effort and their endeavour. Obviously the red card is the big talking point in the game, whether it is or it isn't. I think Tunde's given him the decision to make because he's gone in with a high foot, and depending on what referee you get determines whether you get the decision go for or against you. Whether it was a yellow or a straight red, it's a difficult one to see, but it's the major talking point in the game. I thought 11v11 we were the better team first half, even though they went a goal up against the run of play. We had chances, and even when we had 10 men I thought we looked dangerous, and then we just tired at the end, obviously playing with 10 men for 50-60 minutes, whatever it was, and individual errors have cost us.
You mentioned there about individual errors. You know, it's cost us 3 points at the end of the day. Where does that sort of come down to?
Just players making mistakes. The goalkeeper, second one, Dylan, he's been immaculate since he's been in, but he'll be disappointed with the second goal that we concede. And I think when we made that mistake, it kind of put a pin in the lads' performance, and it was a bit of a hammer blow, to be honest with you. Especially when you go 2-1 up, you want to hold on to the lead, you don't want to make mistakes. And unfortunately we did, and then they went and got a third and killed the game off. You
touched as well about how well we played with 10 men. Do you think the scoreline's not really a fair reflection of how well we played?
Yeah, I do. I think we deserved something out of the game, that's for sure. And as I say, as a collective, I was pleased with the lads' performance. I think everyone can see that in the ground. They're the benchmark for the league. They've run away with it. And I've just said to the players that if that's the standard and that's what you need to get to, then you should be all disappointed. Certainly, we as a collective are. But we've got 15 games to go, I think it is now, and we need to stick together, treat every game as it comes and try and get as many points as we can, because as a group we've got more than enough to still get out of this league, and we've got to remain positive with that. Yes, today's a disappointment, but we've got to bounce back and go again next week.
You touched there on the positives. Would you say there's a lot more positives than negatives to take from today's game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the lads did well. I mean, we were the better team first half. Then the red card obviously changes things, it changes the way we have to set up, and it was always going to be an uphill task with 10 men, but when you get yourself 2-1 ahead in the game, you want to try and hang on, and unfortunately for today we couldn't.
The Silkman fans were obviously very important today as well, backing us in the numbers. They were immaculate last week against Dorking, immaculate today. Just how pleased were you with their impact today?
They're huge, and they're going to be huge between now and the end of the season. I think it was 4,000 here today, which tells its own story. Listen, the supporters are fantastic, and my message to them is quite simple: stick with us, because you're going to play a huge part between now and the end of the season. Us as a group, the players, we need to approach the next 15 games now, get as many points as we can on the board, and if we can do that, I'm still absolutely convinced we'll be okay. We've got all to play for, we've got a good cup run to look forward to, so I'm certainly not getting too down on the performance today, that's for sure.
Cheers.